Hello and welcome to Talk a Good Game. It's the FA Cup third round replay at London Stadium on Tuesday as West Ham United entertain Shrewsbury Town, or will they be entertaining us? That's what we're here to discuss. But before we do that, our boats are running on Tuesday as always, and well, West Ham tried to make kids' tickets £1, but there was a few terms and conditions. Only season ticket holders. It was only a limited amount of time. We've made £1 tickets for everybody, kids and adults, members of forum. No tricks. Everyone's £1. The link is in the description below. Gonzo, last time we did this, we didn't know too much about Shrewsbury. We now know 90 minutes of Shrewsbury. So what's your thoughts on them?
Strangely, not that dissimilar to when we did the preview, when I hurriedly did a load of research and found out about Shrewsbury, which was that they were riding high in the league, but they had to go down to 10th place at that time to find a team that had scored as few goals as they had, and that they were organised, they were tight at the back, they passed it around well, but they struggled to have a cutting edge, which is what we saw basically. They were very decent, very game, very up for it. There was nothing wrong with Shrewsbury. Let's be fair; everything was what was wrong with us.
Bez, in the first tie, finished 0-0. Were you impressed with them, or we were poor, or was it a bit of both?
Yeah, I think it was a bit of both, mate. We certainly need to up it a little bit when they come to our ground, although I'm hoping that the occasion might get to them a little bit. But yeah, we were very poor that day. I mean, like you say, hardly any shots that were attempted. But then, like you say, you can't take a lot away from them. They come at us. They did what they had to do. They're unlucky. So, yeah, just got to be a bit of an improvement from the away fixture.
Gonzo, at the weekend, they lost 3-1 away to Blackburn Rovers, first v second in their league, of course. Should they be taking this seriously, Shrewsbury, or should they actually be saying, hang on, we have a promotion challenge here. We've just lost to the league leaders. Third place is 1 point behind us. Let's win the FA Cup and go for promotion to the Championship.
Yeah, they should fuck it off basically, and not bother, not turn up, send the under-15s. In all seriousness, I think they should. They're a long way away. Do you know what I mean? It's like Bristol City in the League Cup, or is it Rovers? Whatever Bristol team is in. They're so close in the League Cup that it's worth them sort of sacrificing whatever they're going to do because they're so close to the final. You're so far away now as a lower league team. There's so many obstacles to jump over before you get to Wembley. It's a long, long way away, isn't it? It's in May or whatever, and I wouldn't blame them. I wouldn't blame them for not giving it their all and trying to concentrate on the league.
Bez, do you agree with that, or do you think they should take into consideration the financial rewards? You get quite a decent bit of money when you're a League One club for playing the FA Cup. If they do go through, they might be facing Bournemouth, another Premier League club. Should they take it seriously and think about the money, January transfer window and all that? It could allow them to buy one player, which helps them with their promotion push.
Yeah, I don't think they can afford to not take it seriously. I mean, I know we can't. The thing is, they are going to come to our ground and they're going to give it a go because, let's face it, they haven't got a lot to lose. I know they did lose at the weekend to Blackburn, but sometimes when they have got a cup game like West Ham on their hands, it's a mental thing. They're probably thinking about the big day that they've got at our ground on Tuesday night. So in that respect, I think they will take it seriously. If I'm honest with you, I hope we take it seriously as well. I don't really want to get knocked out in the third round. I know it's only Shrewsbury, but again, I think we should at least take the third round seriously, and I'll be a bit disappointed if we don't put a good side out. But yeah, I'll be very surprised if they didn't come to our ground and give it a go.
You just answered my next question, Bez, right? If we should take it seriously. Gonzo, last question on the tie is such before we talk about West Ham. The fourth round draw is done. We know we'll be playing the winners of Bournemouth or Wigan away. Is that a motivator for us, knowing that the next fixture is very winnable on paper?
I think so. I think it's better than drawing Man City away, isn't it? So, yeah, I think so. I think so, mate. This is a really good opportunity for us, particularly off the back of our recent results and our recent run. I'm not saying we are clear relegation, far from it. Wouldn't be that arrogant, but I certainly think we've allowed ourselves enough breathing space to have a little flirt with the FA Cup.
Just before we talk about the West Ham team, one player that probably will be starting is Declan Rice. We've done a video on Declan Rice and all his stats, and you can win this photo signed by Declan himself. The video will be up by the end of the screen, or you can click the description below. It's a 4-minute video. It takes 2 seconds to enter. So you want to win this, get involved, and we'll be giving this away during the week. Let's talk about West Ham. Let's talk about rotation. Bez, Hernandez and Ayew started the last game. Hernandez and Ayew were very poor the last game when we played Shrewsbury. Do you put them in again, or do you say, nope, sorry, you didn't do what you had to do, and keep a really, really strong side out?
If I had my way, I probably wouldn't change a winning team, although it is Shrewsbury at the FA Cup. Sometimes managers rest certain players after winning games, and it kind of gets thrown back in their face. And I've got a theory of you shouldn't change a winning side, although some players will probably want to be rested. I would like to see the same side that beat Huddersfield. I thought that they were too much for Huddersfield, and they're certainly been too much for Shrewsbury on Tuesday night. Will that happen? Probably not. Coming back to Ayew and Hernandez, I think it's the only really game that they can have a go and see what they're capable of at the minute. I mean, we can't really afford to drop other players in the league, certainly going forward. So, yeah, I think Moyes will probably give them a run out. He'll probably mix them in with a couple of players that played well. I actually think they both will probably start with along the lines of maybe Arnautovic or Lanzini. I think he'll drop one of the two. But yeah, I think they will start.
What about yourself, Gonzo? Would you like to see them start? I mean, when you look at the rotation, obviously Hart are coming to goal. There's not many other senior players that didn't start the game against Huddersfield. Obviously, we've got the 3 youngsters / seniors who we'll talk about in a second. But Hernandez and Ayew, would you play them?
Well, like the youngsters that you're going to talk about in a second, those guys are going to need to get game time because there's a future for them. I don't think there's any future for Hernandez or Ayew at the club. I just don't think they feature in the manager's plans at all. And bearing in mind, I thought even last week that Moyes was going to guaranteed an extension to his contract. I think it's even more so now. They're clearly not part of his plans. They're clearly not going to feature. So I see little or no point in them starting. I don't think they're going to thrive. I wouldn't be confident that actually those two would start in his system and do well either. So I wouldn't start them at all, actually, no.
I would be starting them both, actually, but the difference between the first tie and this tie is I'd have someone alongside Ayew behind Hernandez, not part of the midfield and defence as much as we did in the first tie. Bez, Cullen, Rice, Burke, all 3 will start, rightly so. Are they the 3 players that you're really looking forward to seeing the most in this tie?
Yeah, I think after the first game, they certainly deserve a run out. And it's certainly the type of game that that you'd want them to come in and fill in and play with a couple of the starting 11 that we usually put out. So yeah, I'd be disappointed not to see them have a nice run out. They certainly deserve the chance to do that. And yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they got. I mean, Rice is very versatile, so whether he'll come into centre midfield or whether he'll play centre half or even left back, or he can play pretty much anywhere. So it'd be good to see what Moyes does with him. Although, let's just hope we put him somewhere and get the best out of him. Like you say, Cullen might fall into the centre of midfield. Let's hope anyway, because that is his position. I don't really want to see us starting with him not really where he's got to play for me. Just so yeah, hope they start.
All 3 of them were out of position in the first tie, Gonzo. Should David Moyes, in your opinion, be putting them 3 in their correct positions first and then filling the rest of the team in around them?
Well, I wouldn't play Burke in this one myself. I've written out my team and he didn't make it into it. Although I would like him to feature, but I think Oxford needs a game as well. I think Oxford is fit for this, so I hear. So bearing in mind he's been brought back from Germany for the manager to have a look at him, then I think he deserves his chance to be able to look at in answer to your the wider picture. I agree with what Bez says in as much as Rice is a flexible type player. I do believe he was converted from a midfielder into a centre-back, which is why he's obviously comfortable on the ball. So if he plays in midfield, he's not going to mind. I just think he needs 90 minutes. I certainly want to see Cullen in the middle and not wide right, though. That's for sure. He deserves his opportunity to pull the strings. And that's another reason not to play Ayew and Hernandez, actually. If you want to see the best of Cullen, you've got to put good players around him. So he's, if he's going to be trying to find passes and link the play together, he needs better players that played well within the system in front of him.
Well, I disagree with that. I think Ayew and Hernandez are good players that can play football on the floor, and I think if you play the right way and you put Cullen in the middle, I think he'll link up well with them both. And I think the more important person is who Cullen plays alongside, whether it's Noble, Obi, and Kiati. I would keep Burke in as well, and Oxford and Rice, and I would keep them as my back three, actually, in this one. The three youngsters, the three future West Ham, hopefully. But one player I want to mention, Gonzo, before we move on, is the right wing back, Sam Byram. Are you looking forward to seeing him back? I mean, one eye ahead to the next league game against Bournemouth. When we played Bournemouth on Boxing Day, they tore Zabaleta apart down that left-hand side. They ganged up on him, hit him with pace, and he struggled. Byram's back. Byram's faster. Are you happy to see him back?
Yeah, I am, and I think that's why our bench was only at 6 players, which Moyes alluded to anyway. So Byram got the under 23 games under his belt against Leicester. So yeah, I think it's important that he plays, and I'm looking forward to seeing him play, certainly.
Bez, that's a team chat over. Are you confident for this one? FA Cup game under the lights, London Stadium against the League One side.
Yeah, I think Moyes he certainly don't want to be humiliated. Although I don't think the crowd and the ground will be very busy. It will seem a little bit weird, to be honest. It would probably be the first game where not as many people will really. I can't see the stadium being half filled. I mean, it's an inconvenient Tuesday night game. Not a lot of people really can be bothered after the disappointing. The disappointing tie last time at their ground. So I think people kind of lost a little bit of interest in it. I do agree though. I haven't actually put Burke in my starting 11. Only being, I just feel like I'd rather give Oxford a go, if I'm honest with you. I mean, I definitely agree if we are going to take him back, although there has been rumours of him actually going back out to Germany today or the last couple of days. I think by putting him in will certainly make a statement that, yeah, you'll be part of our plans. And if he doesn't go in, then I can't see him actually being here for the rest of the season. So for me, it's a big statement about Oxford. If he plays, he'll stay. If he don't play, he'll go. So, but yeah, I think we also need a bit of experience in there as well. But yeah, certainly starting Rice, Byram and Cullen, along with a few of the other, top players would be good for them.
Gonzo, are you confident for the FA Cup, or will we be in FA Cup at the end of it with a loss?
It's hard to be confident. It really is hard to be confident. I don't know what team he's going to play. I think he is banging trouble. I think you run a risk. I think if you play the youngsters, which I think we're all agreed we should play, all right, we might have the odd position slightly different between the three of us. But if you're going to play the youngsters, I think you're doing a hell of a risk to then put reserves in, which, like it or lump it, Ayew, Hernandez, people like that are. I think there's a risk there. I think if you play some youngsters and you still play players like Noble and Lanzini and Arnautovic, I don't think there's any risk. I think we win. I just think we win. You play Lanzini and Arnautovic, we're through to the next round. I think you can do that. And then you can drop people like Byram in and Cullen in and things like that. I think if you make the whole team a mixture of youngsters and reserves, I think they could be smelling an upset. So if it's that team, I'm not confident. If it's a team what I think, which is a few youngsters and the rest of the first team that played so well at the weekend, I'm confident.
Well, to be fair, I don't think youngsters are youngsters. I know Rice has only just turned 19 today, but he's part of the senior squad now. Burke and Cullen are in their 20s. They're the three youngest players. The rest of them are all experienced players, all with plenty of appearances for West Ham and at high level. I mean, Hernandez has won titles, for example. I think it'd be shocking if you feel that we can't field Hernandez, Ayew, etc. against Shrewsbury.
I don't. I think that's a risk. I think we're guaranteed. And it's not about Rice. I agree about Rice, and it's not about the others. It's not about that. It's about having, because I think we would say it says Byram, Oxford, Rice, and Cullen. Whilst you're absolutely right, they might, Rice has done very, very well. I'm a big fan of him, but I think you then put him in with two guys that don't fit David Moyes' system, which is even you even look at the weekend, we weren't scoring goals from inside the box by passes going to the box. We really need people to dribble into the box. That's basically what we want. That's how we're scoring. I'll tell you what, I'm not confident either Ayew or Hernandez dribbling into the box. I just think it's a risk, and it is shocking that a player, you are right, Gio, that a player of Javier Hernandez's standard and caliber that I am dismissing him out of hand. It's nothing to do with him. I think he would thrive in lots of different systems, but not ours, not under this manager and not the way we're playing. And I just think it's a risk. And I love him. I would have loved him to work out. I'd have grown a big old moustache and wore a sombrero hat and be singing and dancing like anyone else. I really would have. I would have rejoiced it, but it ain't working. It ain't working out. And my love for getting through to the next round of the Cup supersedes my love for Hernandez to be in the team in the hope that he does something, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'm not saying he should play because I want him to do well. I think he will do well. Moyes has spoken about how he's got a future. And Moyes has spoken about how he wants to play and how he wants to play with Hernandez and that. And this is a game where Moyes has to change his system in order to play that way to get the best out of him. And they took it seriously in the first time. Moyes put out a perfectly capable squad of winning that. It was just the players let him down on the pitch. But some of those players also played against Huddersfield and did fantastic. So swings and roundabouts. But prediction time. I'm probably the more confident one out of you two so far. So let's see who's predicting West Ham to be in the fourth round against the winners of Wigan and Bournemouth. Bez, coming to you first. Give us your score prediction, please. And if it's a draw, what's the outcome? Extra time, pens, and who's winning?
I've kind of contradicted myself a little bit because although I do think we have to be very careful. I do agree with Gonzo. It's really important that also playing the youngsters as well. We do need some players in there that can mix it up a bit with a bit of pace. So if we play Arnautovic or Lanzini or both, then I do probably think it'll be a 3-0 or a 3-1. I do fancy us to comfortably win, but again, it just depends on the side that we've got to play. Like you say, I don't particularly dislike Hernandez, but the guy does need to. This is a big opportunity for him if he plays and he scores and he impresses and he plays well and wears his heart on his sleeve and the fans really can see that he's trying hard. Then I think it will take a lot of the criticism away from him that's happening at the minute. He certainly owes us a game, although I know there's not a lot of stuff that he's had to latch onto and be that poacher in the box that we all know that he can do. So yeah, I think about 3-1, 3 or 4-1. Why not? I'm thinking positive.
3-1 from Bez. Gonzo, what about yourself? What's your score prediction?
Yeah, I'm going to go with 3-0 just because I don't think that Moyes will do what I fear. I think he will do. I think if it's Wednesday, he might think differently of it. But it's Tuesday. We don't play until Saturday. Game is not right on top of each other. I think he's seen enough from the first game. I also think he's aware. He's doing really well at West Ham at the moment. His reputation is building, and I think it'll appeal to him. I mean, crikey, he'd be a folk hero if he got West Ham to the FA Cup final. I think he knows that, and I think he knows what his best team is and what his best players are. And I think he'll get the mixture right, the blend right, and we are not going to see a situation where we don't have shots on the opposition goal. Far from it. I think we're going to whoop them 3-0.
I think it'll be a professional performance. I don't think it's going to be overly exciting, but I don't think there's going to be any danger whatsoever towards our goal. I'm going to say 2-0 West Ham. Since Moyes made that comment about dismissing the FA Cup, we've played 3 league games and we've picked up 7 points. That's a massive, massive difference in a manager's mindset as to how seriously they can take this. But anyway, 3-1 from Bez, 2-0 from me, 3-0 from Gonzo. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new around here. And click on the video that's on your screen right now to have a look at Deck My Stats and enter the competition to win that signed photo. And we will see you later this week with a transfer show, giving our thoughts on the rumours and the gossips.